When thinking about self-defense, a cane might be one of the last things to come to mind. That is unfortunate. After all, some designers out there put quite a bit of effort into designing canes that can seriously stunt an attacker. Some rely on pure force and are made from a sturdy plastic or wood, while others have a hidden knife inside them. But if you're willing to part with $135, you can get your hand on a shocking device. A cane with electrodes at the lower end. However, as usual with self-defense items, you should check local legislation before ordering. Another way to shock an attacker is even more inconspicuous. The Indian team that developed it simply calls it protective gear. They move on to explain that whenever the sensors in the fabric detect unusual force applied to the jacket, it delivers a hefty shock to the attacker. Since then, the company moved on to health and military applications, however, so it is unclear if this jacket is available for purchase. Around 60 years ago, the author of Dune had written about a device that would protect the wearer from attacks. And while we are waiting for someone to invent it in real life, stab, slash, and bulletproof clothing continues to develop. Here, a manufacturer called Shadeworks Group particularly stands out. They recently collaborated with Wonderhoodie to create a slash and stab-proof sweatshirt, doing so by using strong polymer fibers in a multi-layered fabric. Protective gear like this, from a reputable brand, will set you back several $100s depending on the item. In the case of the Wonderhoodie SWX, be ready to spend around $800. Claiming to be 10 times stronger than a deadbolt, just looking at this fancy smart lock doing its thing may justify its price. It is installed just below the door, and if you believe the website, the installation process takes just 14 minutes. Of course, drilling holes into the floor might not be the best idea for renters, so there is also the option to glue it. The same mechanism can be found in commercial applications, but this time the lock is mounted above the door and helps to initiate a lockdown when it is needed. If you have never been pepper sprayed, you can consider yourself lucky. It is not uncommon that a quality pepper spray can make people completely shut down, allowing you to flee the dangerous situation. Manufacturers continue to make the sprays smaller and more effective, and the Little Viper Pepper Spray armband is one of those solutions. Users appreciate the fact that it is inconspicuous and is easily carried during outdoor runs, but the small size comes at a trade-off. It shoots the pepper spray solution only at a range of around 1 meter. One armband comes in at $25. One of the worst scenarios for many drivers is being stuck inside a car submerged in water. Did you know that in this case, regular window breakers have difficulty breaking a window underwater? To make them usable, only a slight modification has to be made. The braking tip needs to be automatic, held back by a spring, like in this model from Lifehammer. This way the force can overcome the water pressure against the window and the person can swim out of the vehicle. Luckily, this technology is neither new nor expensive, so that a device like this can go for as low as $25. AirTags have received a strange but useful new purpose. Parents are using them to keep a digital eye on their kids. Certainly more fashionable than using a child leash, having the little trackers attached to the kids' shoelaces allows parents some more peace of mind regarding their most valuable possession, their kids. Some self-defense gadgets are admittedly pushing the limit between cool and useful. One of them might be this combination of a flashlight and a gun. While flashlights attached to actual guns are nothing new, this one is an actual gun inside a flashlight. There is few information regarding these devices, and if we are correct, most people are interested in it mostly for the novelty. After all, when using it as a flashlight, it will be hard to shake the feeling of holding the shooting end of it towards your chest. An honorable mention straight out of a Doom video game. The PHASR was developed by the US military, and it works by shooting a laser at an attacker, temporarily blinding them. Just like this extremely strong ACEBEAM flashlight, just more professional. Granted, the model on your screen has a far lower range than others from the same manufacturer, which are used by law enforcement. But make no mistake, the Lifelite mobile is still packing a punch. Upon firing the projectile, it explodes into a cloud of pepper during impact, achieving a similar effect as pepper spray. The advantage here? A missed shot can still be effective. Even if the attacker is not in line of sight, the dispersed pepper cloud can still incapacitate them. The shooting happens using compressed CO2 cartridges, and is set together with 12 projectiles and 3 cartridges will set you back $150. The gotcha cap, a name that stands clearly for its use case, having a line of defense ready even when you don't look like you do. Although legislation to carry concealed weapons varies from country to country, most jurisdictions in the US allow it. Still, better check before attaching the item to your favorite cap, and if there are no legal barriers, you can get it for $25. You can even find training videos on the website so that you know how to use it best. But let's hope it never comes to that. Skyspider is an inconspicuous backpack with a hidden purpose, helping people escape from tall buildings during emergencies like fires or terrorist attacks. Now, if the thought of hanging hundreds of meters above the ground, held up only by a wire, sounds horrifying, maybe you can find some peace of mind knowing that it was designed in Germany, a country well known for its attention to quality. According to the manufacturers, the device can be used with people of up to 130 kilograms, allowing them to escape the situation and descent to the ground with a controlled speed using the handbraking mechanism at the end. Considering that most people find themselves daily in buildings they could not easily escape, the price of around $550 feels like a steal. MegaKnife is an industry leader in personal security, and this next product from their range is a shining example of why it's earned this title. The Cobra Mini Crossbow is both fun to use and a valuable self-defense tool that fits in your pocket. The device comes with an easy-to-assemble crossbow and 5 4mm arrows that, with the right aim, could scare off an attacker. Made of 30% reinforced carbon fiber, it can easily handle falls and bumps, and also folds down enough to fit into a cigarette case. Using the crossbow is easy. Simply open the bow out and pull the string back to lock it. Then load the arrow and press the rear button to fire. The foldable crossbow is available online for $35. Don't forget to subscribe to Unstoppable Gadgets. And if you want to check out more gadgets that can make you even safer, click on the screen for the next video.